achieved.
All right, guys. Studio Day Heifer here. I'm going to slow walk into this one. I'm going to take this one real gently because if you know me, you know that I'm desperate to be liked. I don't want to make people mad. My thoughts on running backs are pretty clear as far as paying them, right? See, even CD's like, that's right. Burp, burp. We got a new study that just came out. I know I already did a video today, but this is an emergency broadcast. I might do 3 videos today. YouTube.com/Jeff Kavanaugh because I have to. Because it's getting real out here in the running back streets. So what just came out, and you're welcome to knock this study down if you'd like. This is from Nick Shook on NFL.com. He came up with something called expected rushing yards. Now, I will start off by saying I don't think this is going to be perfect, but they're trying to estimate what should be the expected yards per carry for every running back in the league. So they base it on how many people are in the box versus how many blockers, what was the positioning of each blocker relative to each defender on each play. Okay, you should have gotten 4 yards on that carry. What did you get? And then boom, 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 and eventually you have your expected rushing yards and who exceeded their expected rushing yards and who didn't. Now, all they did was put out the top 10 running backs at exceeding their expected rushing yards. And what does grant legitimacy to this is the common sense when you go through who the names are at the top. But I will grant you that every person who's positioned right versus this guy who's positioned there is not built equally. What is the leverage? Who's moving at what speed and what direction? Where's the back going? It's not going to be perfect, right? It's impossible to make something with so many moving parts perfect. But we have a new stat, expected yards per carry and who exceeded it the most. In the NFL, and you saw the headline, so you know how this is going to go. Number 1 in the league at exceeding his rushing yards per carry was Derrick Henry. Expected yards per carry was 4. Even 4. He got 5.1. So Derrick Henry, who does do a great job breaking tackles, like he's a great combination of the ability to run through tacklers and home run speed. And last year he played really, really well. So to get more than a full yard per carry, more than you would be expected to based on your blocking, that's really good. So shout out to Derrick Henry. Maybe I should apologize for saying he shouldn't have been paid, but I wouldn't have paid him. Doesn't do a lot as a receiver. Number 2, my guy, Nick Chubb. Expected yards per carry based on his blocking, 4.1. His actual yards per carry, 5. Almost a full yard per carry, more than would have been expected for Nick Chubb, who is number 1 for Pro Football Focus on elusive rating, on breaking tackles, so that makes sense that you get more than is expected because you do all that. Josh Jacobs is next with the Raiders. Expected 3.9. His actual yards per carry, 4.8. So again, almost a full yard better. Number 4, Christian McCaffrey, expected yards per carry 4.1, but he got 4.8 out of it. Saquon Barkley is number 5, expected yards per carry 4. His yards per carry 4.6. Chris Carson is 6th, expected yards per carry 3.9. He got 4.4, so he gets an extra half yard more than expected, as did Mark Ingram last year, as did Carlos Hyde, as did Leonard Fournette, and 10th is Dalvin Cook. 0.4 better than expected per rush attempt. So it's just an emergency broadcast to present you with that factual data, or I'll say data. I'll just say it's data. I won't call it factual because, if it's a brand new stat, probably got to work some kinks out of there. It may not be perfect, but it lines up with my eyeball test and my tape watching that Zeke's good at his job. He's not a special runner right now. Could he be? Yeah. In college, was he? Yes. Zeke can be a special runner, but he's got to get back to having home run speed, breaking tackles, and generating big plays. Got to happen. That's what'll put you onto that list, and that's what'll put you back into the conversation. I know for a lot of people, he is in the conversation. A lot of people think he's the best running back in the league because he had 1,800 scrimmage yards, because he got the ball a lot. But that's what I care about. I care about the efficiency, and I care about how much are you better than what the blocking says you should be. The Cowboys were considered, I believe, the second best run blocking team last year. So the starting running back being at 4.5 a carry, Okay. But I'd like it to be higher. If your offensive line is giving you better opportunities than both Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb, and they're averaging 5.1 and 5 yards per carry, go get me my 5 yards per carry. Go get it. So that's that. Now, I don't even want to read the comments in this one. I'm just going to ask politely, could you hit the thumbs up button? I know there's a lot of people that have Zeke as the best back in the league, and they're not going to like this. But just for me, so that we can be friends, I just want to be your friend. I don't want to log in and see all the thumbs down. Jeff hates Zeke. Jeff hates Zeke. No, the data points to he is not what he once was, and he needs to break some tackles. Some long runs. I don't know what I just knocked off the bookshelf. Did you guys see it? What was that? A plate? Some pizza? I don't know. Okay, now I got to find the other thing that I wanted to do because we got another reason to dislike what Jason Garrett did to the Dallas Cowboys, and I just got to find it because I'm not the kind of guy to actually find things before I start recording. But essentially, it's a couple of things about Dak Prescott, and I need to find them, and I need to find them, and I need to find them. Here's an email I sent to Gavin and Brian yesterday. This might be it. Let me see. Here we go. Okay. So one of these things is from ESPN's Future Power Rankings, and I think I mentioned this yesterday. Cowboys, 22nd in drop back rate when their win probability was between 20 and 80% last year. So they were running the ball a lot more than they were, well, not a lot more than they were throwing the ball, but relative to the league, they were running the ball more in close games than most of the NFL. And it's not a good thing. You don't want to be 22nd. You want to be throwing the football. When the game is tight, when the outcome is undecided, you need to be a team that's throwing the football. Except in running situations, which can be either how the defense is lined up or a down and distance situation, whatever. But that's not good. What's even worse, JGZ, looking at you, is this from Warren Sharp. I don't know if it's from Warren, but it's from Sharp Football, so it's from his website. I was looking at their deal on quarterbacks in the red zone. And because Dak, the Cowboys offense last year was middle of the pack in the red zone. Not good enough, right? And so they're talking, I'll just read you the Dak part. The quarterback who's closest to Pat Mahomes in touchdown passes outside the red zone over the last 2 years is Dak Prescott. Prescott does not get the added short yardage passing touchdowns some other passers do because Dallas simply does not throw a lot at all in the red zone. Since Dak entered the league in 2016, Dallas has ranked 29th in the league in red zone passing rate. Only 3 teams throw less than the Cowboys over the course of Dak's career when they're in the red zone. 30th in passing rate inside the 10-yard line. So only 2 teams throw the ball less when they get inside the 10-yard line. And even with him having his best year throwing the ball a year ago, Dallas still reverted to having Prescott hand the ball off near the end zone, ranking 30th in red zone passing rate. And they run the ball more than they pass it in the red zone, 30th in the league, and dead last in passing rate inside the 10-yard line, despite the fact, and on the 1 and 2 yard line, in Dak's, is it career or last year, they've only let him throw the ball 8 times from the 1 or 2 yard line, and it's been 7 touchdowns. Now, part of that can be, and I'll grant you this, part of that can be the fact that teams know that the Cowboys are going to run the ball on the 1 and 2 yard line, and so you're able to catch them by surprise. But by God, surprise them more often. If you are 7 for 8 on getting a touchdown from the 2 yard line or better, give the quarterback a chance to make that 8 for 9 and 9 for 10 and 10 for 11. And if it stops working, then you have my permission to go back because Zeke is a good goal line back. He is a good short yardage back. But this stuff, man, that's Garrett stuff. And if it's Kellen Moore stuff, then I'll apologize at the end of the year. And if it's Dak Prescott's not good enough stuff and they give him more red zone opportunities to throw the ball and he doesn't perform, then I'll apologize for that. But for now, it's just more Jeezy. I sports dislike you. I sports dislike me some Jeezy. Okay? There's one other thing I wanted to do today, but I may have to do it separately. Can I add it into here? I can actually do it right now. This one is for all the homies out there that think the salary cap is not a real thing. Let me add this picture into here real quick on the fly. I'm pretty sure I saved it. Yep, saved it as cap. Let me just put it in here. I just want to show you guys something real quick, and you can show it to all your friends that think the salary cap's not a real thing. So this is the salary cap being a real thing. My buddy Jason from overthecap.com. It's dead money from 2018 to 2020. And I didn't look up all their records, but I think we all know that these are bad football teams. So the Giants are number 1. They've been suck the last 2 years. The Dolphins are number 2. Suck. Cardinals, they got to pick Kyler Murray number 1 overall. Why? Bunch of dead money. Jaguars, suck. Bills, managed to pull it off. Really good roster, good defense, even with the dead money. Congrats. Broncos suck. Panthers, blah. Browns suck. Rams, on the dive. And Jets suck. That's what happens when you have dead money. You know how you have dead money? You mishandle the salary cap. It's a real thing. When you don't have money to spend, suddenly you can't be good at football. The salary cap is very real. Ask Drew Brees. He got to go 7-9 because of dead money. Oh, no, I just deleted the wrong thing. So I'm not going to transition this graphic. Actually, I will. You guys want to see what it looks like when I just deleted what I deleted? Whoops. I'll figure out how to fix it for the next one. Leave in the comments what you want to talk about tomorrow and how mad you are about either the Zeke stat or the salary cap being real or Jason Garrett. What's your favorite Jason Garrett moment? Let me know in the comments. Love you. See you on the radio.